on digital radio, on the app, on your smart speaker, on Twitter, YouTube, Twitch.tv, and Facebook. The Sportscast. Basketball in March.
The Jersey Boys Sports Talk presented by The Sportscast.
The Jersey Boys Sports Talk with Victor Arocho and Byron Jones. And here's your host, Victor Arocho.
All righty. Let's get going live out of Miami, Fort Lauderdale, and Lancaster, Pennsylvania. Welcome to the Jersey Boys Sports Talk, hosted by Byron Jones and Victor Arocho. Brought to you by The Sportscast. If you haven't yet, please subscribe on all our channels, YouTube, Spotify, Stitcher. We're live on Facebook. And if you like the show, please smash the like button, get the notifications, and you'll know every week when we have our show. Everything coming up is interesting. We talk all sports, NFL, mostly NFL, NFC East, Giants, and then all around the league and what's taking place. Don't forget to also go to our podcast. You could go on a podcast on your iPhone, or you could go to Spotify, hit like, subscribe, and you'll get notified when we have our show. Please be welcome to join our show. You can see the number in the link below. We're always looking for comments and some great sports people. Byron, how you doing today?
I'm doing wonderful. How are you?
I am doing wonderful. A little tired. Good week. Just, tomorrow's Good Friday. I take off on Good Friday, so I don't work. So I got to get all my work done today. So I try not to work until at least sundown. And that's it. You got any major plans for Easter?
Well, if you figure last week while I was splashing around in the water, I didn't realize how close I was to Citi Field, the Met Stadium. I was wandering around lost up there last week. It was interesting. And that monsoon that we had up here, all the rain, because I was waiting for a friend of mine to come in on the airport, and it ended up being a 6-hour wait. He's sitting outside in the park, in the rain. It was great.
We're expecting Alan to join our show. We're going to talk a little bit about the NCAA brackets, and he's going to get us up to date on that. But let's go. Let's get right into free agency. So, what is this? I hear that the Giants are interviewing the quarterback from Michigan. What's up with that? I mean, that would be a
JJ
pretty
McCarthy,
bad move, right?
Nah, they always do that. They probably interviewed all those, the top quarterbacks and wide receivers. Anybody they're interested in, bring them in and talk to them, and maybe a little workout. Go out to if they're really high pick, take them out to dinner to see what kind of person that they are, out there. So it's kind of interesting where it doesn't circle back around to where and up here that J.J. McCarthy might be picked by them, but we'll see in a couple of weeks.
Why, why would they even entertain possibly picking him when they're going to take a big hit on Daniel Jones's contract?
The problem up here right now is everybody, they want him gone. Like whatever site, whatever site I've looked at, they want, go ahead, pick the quarterback this year. Daniel Jones is going to be off the books, after this year. They made a tremendous, mistake, signing this guy, to 140 or whatever $1 million. The majority of the people up here want him gone, and they want a new quarterback and start over again. But the other thing is, okay, they're going to start over again. But Mara, I don't think he's too happy about the fact, that they're still losing. And I still think that, Dable and Shane might be in the hot seat, if, it blows up in their face that, they pick a quarterback instead of working with what they got and then pick somebody, next year. But, it is what it is. They're going to do what they want to do, but it's not looking, it's very interesting what's going on up here.
They're not going to get a quarterback. There's no way these other teams are. We agreed there's 3 teams that need a quarterback, and even in your draft, you have them going in the first 3 rounds. Like,
Right.
It's just I don't understand that, and I don't think that helps Daniel Jones either. I mean, you got rid of Saquon Barkley. You're going to pretty much start from scratch with a Dallas Cowboy team that's in pretty decent intact, regardless of how we feel about them. You got a Philadelphia Eagle team that's pretty much intact, and you got the Commanders, right, that have a lot of money right now
Lot
to
of
make
money.
a lot of moves, a lot of money. So why are you gonna risk it on that? We need linemen. Just fix the offensive line. Like fix the
Well,
offensive line. We need a running back. We need some receivers. We need our defense to be stored up. You know,
yeah, but
you
they
know,
got
we've never won with a superstar quarterback, dude.
Eli Manning is.
Well, Eli Manning, yeah, but I mean, Eli Manning was a Manning. He had great pedigree. He was a great. He did a great job as a quarterback, but overall, you can't rank him as a superstar. Superstar. He played
Mm,
great in the moments that we needed him to play great, and that's what I like. That's why I'm always going to be a fan of Eli's. Right when
what it
he had a mellow temperament. You know what I mean? He
for New
played the
York?
game. Yep, he played the game. He knew how to lead. He was shifty at times. He I like Eli, but today's Eli today. I mean, who would be equivalent to Eli today? Think about the quarterbacks that are out there. These guys are, you know, there's a lot of
Can,
good elite quarterbacks right now.
yeah, that can run. And Eli was not a runner.
No, he wasn't a runner. Neither was his brother, but he was smart. You know what I mean? He also was very smart with the ball. A lot of his interceptions were tip balls, but right now, Daniel Jones. As much as I was on him in the beginning of the years, right, and you were all for him, I'm not a fan of getting rid of him right now. Now, with that, I'd rather use the money to build my line, have more longevity in the line. You get a
Yeah,
line, you could put a decent quarterback. You get a decent quarterback, and you build the defense, you'll be fine.
but for some reason, the Giants have done it all backwards. They like we've talked about this before. They've been drafting linemen since 2013. They got
Yeah, but
two,
they keep
but
drafting the left tackles.
well, no, they've drafted other positions, but even the ones that they drafted other positions, none of them worked out. The center position, guard. Some of these guys like Zeitler, he leaves the Giants. Even though they didn't draft him, they traded for him from Cleveland. He was a great guard, and then he leaves the Giants and goes to Baltimore and is like all pro like the last 2 or 3 years there. Or Will Hernandez leaving. The Giants draft him second round pick, second or third, draft him. He was like, yeah, he's all right. And then he goes to Arizona, plays, a lot better, at Arizona. So is it the coaching? We talked about this before. Is it the coaching or is it the scouting department? But it's something that's going on where for some reason they're the only team that can't fix their line, even though they've invested a lot of money in it. And a lot of just a lot of everything, to short up. And now they're talking about moving what's his name? Evan Neal, maybe to left guard. Like I've been saying 1,000, I've said it 100,000 times. But the guy that they signed, Runyon, that's his better, his best position, which is left guard. So you got to sign. You want to put him, where he's comfortable, where he'll succeed. So now what are you going to do with the seventh player picked in the draft? That you picked him to play right tackle, and he can't play right tackle. What do you do now?
Yeah, I don't think the quarterback is the issue, though. You know what I mean?
But people up here complain, like we said, they're complaining about the fact that his cap hit next year like $47 million or whatever it is, and
Right.
and that's all they see. That's all they see. They don't see the fact that when he had weapons around him, which was a bad thing. Uh, when they went to playoffs, they won a playoff game, and I guess they figured, we'll just plug in this and plug in this, and we can make a run with this guy. But it's just crazy that the Giants have just done it just backwards, man. I just don't get it.
Right. I go back to what I said before. I think that how can you have a family, running the Pittsburgh Steelers and then run your organization so poorly. Like if I was the, you know, if I was the Rooney family at the dinner table, I'd be making fun of the Giants like severely because the Pittsburgh could at least say we haven't had a losing season in 17 years.
But what's the difference between them? We have to have our Pittsburgh guy for that. Do the Roonies medal and stuff? Do the Roonies have people all through the scouting department? Like the Giants do. The Giants have like one of them. I think one of them is the head of scouting department and the scouts and all kind. So who has more family members, in their organization, to screw things up? Because you can't fire your family sometimes, even though it's bad it is. Sometimes you can't fire your family, and
You
maybe that's what
can.
it is. Well, guess what? They're not doing it because they got a lot of family members sprinkled all through the organization.
That's the problem. The Maras and the Tishes, there's a lot of them.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch
You know
of
what I
them
mean?
that get their hands in everything. So are they the problem? Because
And it's
Shane
not
was
like
supposed to.
they don't need the job for the for the money.
And supposedly Shane was brought in to, not streamline it, but to fix everything. He's the general manager from the top all the way to the bottom. And
Mhm.
the last time I looked, there was a Mara that was still on the payroll, as far as, the scouting department or whatever. I think they moved them somewhere else. But there's a Mara that's on the, on the staff.
Right. Well, I'm just really, really, really I'm disgusted with the way the ownership is doing. I mean, it's just everything they're doing is not. It's just not good. They're not even playing good football. We were questioning last year. They're like if they had like fight in them in the beginning of the season, right? So I don't want to be. Look. I'm not trying to bash the Giants, but I just want to say it like it is. At the end of the day, and I thought about that. I was talking with someone. You got a Steelers organization, a Giant organization, and a family. One organization is solid. You know what I mean? They get a great coach and they stick with that coach, and they build everything else around. You know, why aren't you doing the same thing? Why aren't you getting that solid coach, that solid Coughlin, that solid Parcells? What are they doing? You know what I mean? Dable, he did a great job for what he had, but and also, you may think that the offensive line is it coaching. I think part of it's coaching, part of it's scouting. I think the other side of it is maybe their offense. Maybe those players were better, because if you look at the linemen, you said that they went somewhere else and did well. They either had running quarterbacks or they were throwing quick passes. You know what I mean? Their offense was built around quick passes, not downfield passing. Right? And if we got downfield passing, we got a problem. We don't have time.
No, and you also we don't have the receivers that get separation. Maybe Wandell Robinson is probably the only one, or Slayton. You got two. The rest of them, then let's talk about the tight end. The tight end is up in the air, Darren Waller, as far as if he's going to retire. Well, give him a little bit more time. Dude, you got the draft is in 2 weeks. Yeah, I ain't trying to push him out the door, but he was injured last year with the hamstring again. And now, he's basically holding them up, as far as, well, we might have to draft a tight end. We don't know what we're getting ready to do, because they did sign two more tight ends, but it's just the fact that he's one of the biggest weapons, and they're not even sure if the guy's going to play.
Well, but look, in Darren Waller's defense, every time I hear a receiver in the Giants or the Jets with a hamstring issue, I have a problem with that field.
Yeah, but he has injury issues going before he even got to New
I
York.
get it. I understand that, but that could make it even worse, right? There is a problem with our field. I mean, it's a bottom line. Hey, so let me see if I can present.
They were talking about that too, saying that they're not going to address the field. They were talking. Mara brought that up because people were talking about the field when they had like the State of the Union or whatever you want to call it with the Giants, and he brought up the fact that they have mentioned it, but at this time they're not going to do anything with the field.
Oh my god! Upload file. I'm trying to see if I can upload the file that you did. Um,
Hey, let's hammer the Dallas Cowboys. I'm sure that'll get
let's
people's
let's do
panties
it.
in a bunch.
Let's do it.
What's up with the Dallas Cowboys? Let's see. They haven't
They haven't done
signed
anything.
anybody. Nothing. You got they deferred Dak's money. Well, you know what? We'll take care of you later, because they got Micah Parsons, they got C.D. Lamb, and somebody else all on
They got
Dak.
Trayvon Diggs.
Yep, him too. That was the other guy. There's three of them that they got. They're going to get paid.
Those are those are key players. Those are no little. Those are no.
Because
Micah
with
Parsons is
Dak,
going to get paid.
yeah, but how you gonna pay him? Okay, the quarterback, he took like a four. I think he cut his down like $4 million, whatever, from
Who?
59. Dak, like whatever his
They took a
hit
cut?
was gonna be, like $4 million. That was it. So it was like 54 or 55 or whatever $1 million. But why is the Dallas Cowboys so quiet? Why aren't they doing? They haven't done. They need to shore up. Let's see, Leighton Vander Esch. My boy called him Big Country. He retired with he had one with neck problems. So they need a linebacker. They need a corner. They need what else they need? They probably need a defensive tackle, because Maisie Smith, the one from Michigan, really didn't do anything. They need a left tackle because Tyron Smith went to the New York Jets. They need a running back because they let Pollard, go. They have the little guy, well, whatever you want to call it. He's like Deuce or whatever, McAllister, whatever his name is. That's the only running back they have, but he's like 5'2". But they haven't done the Dallas Cowboys. Nothing.
Oh man, let me see.
Maybe he's trying to save their money. Jerry Jones. He was trying to save money for something.
I don't think he know. I don't know if he's clear. Chrome has less.
For what?
Okay. I was trying to share. This is new to me. Trying to share so I could do your mock draft. You still see me? You don't see anything else?
Yeah, I see you.
All right. But think about it. Like, look, these are three big players. Like, how would you order if you had us pick, right? If you had to order these three players, Micah Parsons, CeeDee Lamb, Trayvon Diggs, what order would you place them in? And that's hard. That's some really that's three. That's super talent right there.
I think that what's his name? Micah Parsons is going to be the fifth-year option, so they could franchise tag him. So you could kick that can down the road. Now you got Trayvon Diggs is coming off an injury, so you got to hold off with him. So then you have CeeDee Lamb. I think would be my first choice as far as paying a young wide receiver. So you go him first, Diggs second, and Parsons you can kick down the road, and then you have Dak Prescott is getting ready to be a $60 million a year quarterback. So it is what it is.
What do you mean getting ready? Why?
Because that's the going rate. He was at 59 or whatever the number was. So 60 is
I didn't realize he was that high. I thought he was at 34, 35.
Nah, he's way up there. He's way up the food chain.
Man. And the sad part is, remember when he held out and then he came out, and when they finally signed him, he came out on fire. And something just happened. I mean, he came out on fire that, as not being a Cowboy, not hater, I may hate the Cowboys because it's just the Cowboys, but I never disliked Dak, you understand? Or Tony Romo or any of these guys, but he came out on fire, but he just seems like a different player right now. I mean, it doesn't seem like he's not worth the money they're paying him.
But they got to pay him because who else are you going to put there? They have, they what are they in the draft? They're like in the 20s in the draft. So they're not going to draft a quarterback. They need a left tackle more than they need.
There's no doubt. I was just saying, I was making a comment in general, right? I mean, you got to agree. Like, if in hindsight, you got to say, hey, that's a lot of money we end up paying for this quarterback to still not go past one round in the playoffs.
Yeah,
and I'm not a big fan of McCarthy. I don't think he's a good coach. What was his reason last?
Oh, and he's a lame duck coach. He's the last year of his contract, so they're all it ain't looking good. It is not looking good for the Dallas Cowboys.
uh, so
Oh,
and,
and they said that they might be able to re-sign Zeke. He might come back.
yeah, I think that's so he could retire at Cowboy.
No, that's because they need a running game because they don't have any other running backs. Because they're gonna
No,
have
they
to
need a
draft one.
yeah. You need a running game, and he's a good enough back to give you some power. Like Zeke at least have power. You know what I mean? And their line is pretty good, so they'll be fine.
Nah, the
Let me tell you,
line is.
The Eagles have made some good moves, right? They're
Yeah, I don't want to
shoring
talk
up.
about that. They're
But let me
killing
ask
me.
you a question. Something's
Yeah.
wrong there. Like, why are they adding? Like, I didn't realize this last time. Why would they sign Kenny Pickett? Like, is something wrong with Jalen Hurts?
No,
Why would you get another young quarterback that was number one that was technically upset because he wanted to be traded because you signed Russell Wilson? You got to agree that his odds, unless something we don't know about, is better playing behind a Russell Wilson than it is playing around a young Jalen Hurts who took a team to a Super Bowl. So something. What's up with Philly? Why would they sign a Kenny Pickett? And then I think they try. Isn't there a third quarterback they were signing? Is something no? They're
no,
not saying something about Jalen Hurts?
there's nothing wrong with it. It's fine. It's just the fact that Pickett is from, well, we know where he's from Jersey, and I guess the Eagles were his favorite team. Growing up as a kid, so I guess they figure they do him a favor and send him, back this way to be closer, to his family. And we said it before. He's no threat to Jalen Hurts as far as playing. Maybe they didn't want him in Pittsburgh. He's sitting behind Russell. He's moping and this and that, and maybe just the bad vibes. Maybe he was giving off. In Pittsburgh, and just
No,
what?
he asked for the trade.
Yeah, that's bad vibes. He wanted out of there. You figure, be a professional and compete for the job. Well, I'm not getting a job, or I want out. Yeah, okay, well,
Right.
we'll send you to Philadelphia, and
Let
you'll
me
be
let
fine.
me go out and go behind a quarterback that's just as young as me and took a team to the Super Bowl. That I don't understand that move. That's a bad move in my opinion.
Yeah, yeah.
I
Well,
mean,
well, maybe.
something's wrong. I just saying, right?
Uh,
What's Philly been doing? Something's. It just seems like I don't understand why. I mean, obviously they're used to having a backup, and he's not a bad backup, but you know, I just don't.
maybe Maybe it'll be like one of these deals. You know how sometimes teams get like younger quarterbacks. They bring them in, they sit behind, whatever established quarterback for a year or two, to work on whatever they need to work on. And then they use them as trade capital to trade them to some other team that, probably needs a quarterback, down the road or whatever. That could be the possibility too.
Yeah, I just seems a little funny. That's all.
And
I
then
mean,
and talking about those poor Eagles, since
mhm.
that guy number 26, went there, they're loaded up big time. We talked about this last week. As far as they got the safety that they needed, they got a linebacker that they needed, they got an edge rusher that they needed. They're going to move Cam Jurgens, the guard to center. Since what's his name, Kelsey retired. So all they're
Oh,
doing is just
Kelsey did
reloading.
retire.
He's done.
Mhm.
But Saquon was trying to talk him back. Yo, man, you want to come back for that? Come on. You know you want to come back. Come on, let's go for that run. Come on.
If I was Saquon, I'd want him back too.
Yeah, the
But
leader of that offensive line. Yeah, yeah.
I'd want him back too.
But
But you don't know if he started getting like was that Buffalo shuffle or that Philly shuffle? What do you call it? What do they call it?
the push.
Yeah, the tush push.
Yeah,
We don't know if that took its toll on Kelsey because he was underneath the pile all the time.
yeah. That's possible. Maybe he wants to just go home and play with his girl. He's got 3 girls. He's 30 something years old. Go
He's
home,
Jenny
man. Go be
and
with your
he's living good
family.
and he's got a good podcast going on. He's having fun with his brother.
And they're
His brother's living the high life,
oh
you
yeah,
know.
and they're talking about him replacing Robert Griffin on Monday Night Football, like being one of like a style, like a reporter, whatever.
Really?
They're after him, yeah, for him.
Also,
So
Robert
that
Gifford may be out of
he
a
may
job.
be, yeah, he might be out.
It's those pink suits.
Man, they're sweet suits, man. They're nice suits.
Those are
And did you
pink.
see?
Those are ugly suits, dude.
Come on,
That
man.
is the
If somebody gave you that, you wouldn't put it on.
no,
Come on,
no,
you would not wear it.
no,
Come on, you're Florida, man. You're in
no.
Florida, man. You gotta wear. You gotta see
I
somebody working on it.
there
You be
ain't
like
no
a
way
pimp,
I
like a
won't.
pimp. All you need is
That's
the
my
hat.
point. Exactly. I won't wear a pink or a purple suit, bro. Sorry.
What about
Ain't
yellow?
gonna happen.
Yellow. What about
I,
canary
I,
yellow?
I don't even think I wear green. To be honest with you,
What?
I mean, yeah, I just couldn't do it, dude. My
Come
colors
on,
are
man.
blue. I'm a
Oh,
blue. I'm a blue suit kind of guy. Maybe black. That's it. I don't even wear gray. All my
come
suits are
on, man.
shades of blue or black. That's it. No, I
I
wouldn't
can
wear
see
none
you
of
out there. I can see you out there sporting that pink suit with the
them.
with the pink shoes.
Yeah. Well,
And,
apparently it didn't work well for Robert Griffith, did it?
no.
Okay. So why if it didn't work for him, it ain't gonna definitely work for me.
Uh,
Um,
did you
but
see
Kelsey in the
two?
booth, I think would be good. He brings a lot. You know, the Kelseys bring a lot of fans, a lot of attention. You know,
No, no.
Robert
I
Griffin
think
was okay.
I think he'd be good, but the only thing you got to worry about Kelsey is cussing on national TV.
Yeah, I think he
I
can
can see.
control it. I mean, being how many years is he in the league? 13,
Yeah,
15? How many years?
he, about 13 years. You figure he can get away with it on his podcast? All right, that's cool.
He-
But
Does he curse on his? Does he curse on his podcast?
yeah,
He does. Okay.
yeah, every now and then, yeah, it slips out. And you figure Monday
Ah,
Night Football is gonna cost him a fortune. We start cursing on national TV. Yeah, that's $500,000.
yeah, but he won't be on Monday night because Griffin was on Monday night. He was on the preseason for Monday night because Monday night isn't that Troy and Buck, Joe Buck?
Yeah, one of them guys. I don't watch them either.
Yeah.
And you saw. Don't forget the two new rule changes.
What's that?
When the NFL they approved. You ever watch like the USFL where they line up like right on top of each other? It's because they want to increase kickoff returns, and you have to look at I can't explain it. You have to see it to really believe it. The way what they're going to be doing, and then the hip drop tackle, which I'm sure you probably did 1,000 times.
The hip
Where you,
drop,
hip drop.
which is
The running back's going past you, where you grab him from behind and then you drop your weight on the back of his legs. Hip drop.
ooh, they're allowing that.
They're not. It's out.
They're taking that out. Yeah.
Out.
Okay. Yeah. So they're taking that out. What was the other one? They're trying to implement better. They want kickoffs. I thought they were trying to
Yep.
get rid of kickoffs.
Not well. The way this looks, yeah, it's interesting.
So what is it? They're lined up closer. They're lined up farther.
Closer.
But the thing is that the kickers are what's the percentage of safeties that are kicked? Probably high 80s.
Here it is right here. The changes. The kicking team will still kick from the 35-yard line, but the players on the kicking team will line up at the opponent's 40-yard line. Those players cannot move, and the kicker himself cannot cross the 50 until the ball hits the ground or a receiving player in the landing zone from the goal line to the 20 or end zone. The receiving team must have a minimum of 9 players lined up.
Go ahead.
9 players in the setup zone between the 30 and 35-yard line with a maximum of 2 returners lined up in the landing zone. Any kick that hits the landing zone must be returned, while any kicks that bounces into the end zone from the landing zone must either be returned or down by the receiving team for a touchback to the 20-yard line. Any kick, it's a lot.
So what do you mean? Lenny, you in here? We got Eric Winters joining the show right now. We're gonna let him in there now. Letting you know. Eric, welcome to the show.
Hey, what's going on, fellas?
What's happening? Good. You give us some insight on Phillies. Byron's just going over the new kickoff rules. So, Byron, real quick. So, you're saying that they're going to kick the ball off and the guys can't run until the ball hits the ground?
Pretty much.
So, they got to stay stationary until
somebody catches the ball
and
or it hits the ground.
Okay, so wouldn't that give more incentive to don't kick it into the safety? I mean, kick it. Why would you let him return
There
it?
are no more. Remember how they used to do the fair catches sometimes, and then they bring the ball out to the 25. You can't do that no more. There are no. Then you can't do no more onside kicks until the fourth quarter.
No
Man,
onside kicks to the fourth quarter.
Until the fourth quarter. Wow.
Why would they do that?
I don't know. Kickoff after safety.
So I'm not sure exactly the reason why, but it utilizes everybody on your roster. So it cuts down on a lot of the injuries. Also, the way that it's set up, because you and I both know they don't practice. So why not? You gonna have a roster of what, 55? Is it 53 still, or is it or did it go up?
53,
57. So now you got a reason to put this. Now those guys actually earn a paycheck. So I believe I like what they did, as far as that. What I don't understand is the tackling part. Why did they make that rule up?
Well,
so it's not football anymore?
Well, let's stick with the one, and then we'll go to the other one.
Okay.
Why? Well, let's stick with the one that's the easiest. That's a little confusing for me, because if that was in effect, then Sean Payton would have never won a Super Bowl. So why is it you can't do an onside kick till the fourth quarter? Like what do you get at? What do you get out of that?
I don't know.
The surprise element is definitely going, and
right now for sure, because you only have how many possessions in the fourth quarter, so it's going to be a lot easier to guess whether you're going to onside kick it. Like what were they trying to gain on that?
Well, they want the ball to exchange sides more than the times that it does. Like they want more points on the board, obviously. So this is one of the reasons why they're doing this.
Yeah, but wait a second. An onside kick will put more points on the board.
Injury.
No, because the onside kick isn't used that much, so you can't have enough statistics to have injuries, and there's rarely any injuries on an. I haven't seen an injury on an onside kick. Have you?
No, I don't remember seeing it, but they can find a way.
Then kickoffs after safety.
It's not me.
Kickoff. Kickoffs after safeties will be from the 20, and the kicker will have the option to use a tee setup, or landing zone will not change. Damn.
I got to read that a little bit deeper, because that's
a lot.
Yeah, because I mean, for that. So in other words, if you kick it, what happens when you kick it through the end zone? It still comes out to the 25.
I think the 20.
Well, I thought it comes out to 25 if it's a touchback.
I think it's a 25.
Yeah, if it's a touchback.
But here,
did they change that also?
Here, any kick that hits the landing zone, which is from the goal line to the 20, must be returned, while any kick that bounces into the end zone from the landing zone must either be returned or down by the receiving team for a touchback to the 20-yard line. That's where the ball goes. If you kick it out, it goes to the 20.
So so percentage of NFL kickback. What do you call it, Byron? Percentage of NFL when they touchbacks, right?
Yeah.
Byron, what were you saying now? That they if the ball lands in the landing zone, you have to return it?
You either have to return it or down by the receiving team for a touchback. So you can either return it or you can down it and you go to the 20.
Okay, so look, here's the statistic. Only 18.9% of kickoffs have been returned. So pretty much 80-something% of the time, the ball's kicked, it's touchback.
Yeah. So they want more returns. There goes the answer.
Yeah, they want the ball to exchange hands.
Yeah, but they want more returns. But how do you get more returns if you're kicking it has to land in the landing zone? And I'm telling you that what this is saying is that 77, almost 80% went for touchbacks, meaning it was kicked out.
Right.
Like,
are we looking at the NFL? Or are we looking at what's the other league that they're
USF? I'm looking at the NFL rule changer.
No, I'm saying I understand, but they pulled that from what league? What league is that?
USFL.
All right.
Oh,
so are you looking at their stats?
USFL.
No, I'm looking
at
the
what I'm saying.
NFL.
Are you guys look at their stats to see about the returns?
Yes.
You ever watch some of the guys when they kick the ball? They return it all the time in the USFL.
So
they take off with it.
Yeah, let's look at their stats to see where
because the guys in the
return yardage
USFL are
would
trying
be.
to make it. The guys in the USFL are trying to make it to the NFL, so they need need action.
But the
You know what I mean?
NFL is taking the rules.
And then this contradicts Dan.
You said it's
The
contradiction.
No,
why?
the NFL has adopted what the USFL and the UFL is doing right now. That's where they're getting it from.
Right.
This is something that's been, however long the USFL, 2 or 3 or 4 years, or however long it's been around. They're using
Right.
their
So
rules
they
as far
pull
as-
from that league. They pull from that league. What is the percentage on returns or touchbacks that you guys are talking about in that league?
I'm looking up it now. How many percentage of? But the point being is that a while ago they were trying to get rid of the kickoffs because of injuries.
Right.
Because they wanted to get rid of that, right?
Right.
Now, if they want more returns, they're actually looking to increase injuries.
But you figure if
No,
they
because how far are they away from each other once they kick the ball off? Like 20 yards or something like that away from each
I don't
other?
even think it's that far.
It's like a body on a body, and then your
much,
kick
yeah.
returner just got to make it through.
Here it is right here.
I am telling
The
you,
kicking team, the kicking team will still kick from the 35-yard line, but players on the kicking team will line up at the opponent's 40. Those players cannot move, and the kicker himself cannot cross the 50 until the ball hits the ground or a receiving player in the landing zone from the goal line to the 20 or end zone. So yeah, you got a lot of room to run. If they block up there,
yeah.
What
run.
What about the receiving team?
Are they allowed to move?
The
receiving team.
I mean, think about it, right? If one is frozen and the other one can move, that's a problem.
Yeah,
that's crazy, right? That's crazy.
The receiving team must have a minimum of 9 players lined up in the setup zone between the 30 and the 35-yard line, with a maximum of 2 returners in the back.
Okay.
Have you watched any of their games?
But can they move?
Yeah,
watched
like the USFL. Yeah.
What you think about it?
I don't think those players cannot move. It says it right there.
So the kick return team can't move either.
So it's a big game of Killer Man.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, it's a big game of Killer Man.
So the only one who can move is the guy who can. Okay, so let me just tell you, as a kick returner, okay, and a punt returner that I was, everyone always says, "Oh my God, man, you're crazy! You're a punt returner." Da, da, da. Do you know that I got hit worse as a kick returner? That pain getting kicked as a kick returner was worse than a punt returner.
Really?
And I am telling you, I got hit harder as a kick returner than I did as a punt returner. Okay,
oh, wow.
Because you the lines.
Well, you're supposed to run away from the people, right?
Right. At least the other ones are coming, and they're trying to build a wall. You see guys coming at you.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. What happens is that when you're because it's like a horizontal line, you think you see a hole. And what happens is when you burst your speed to go through that hole, you can't see that guy coming after you horizontally. So I'm like, yeah, I got the poop. You just get hit from the side.
That position?
When you're a punt returner, you get hit from the front. And you get hit from the front as a punt returner. You catch the ball. You're running. No, I picked that. So so when you're a punt returner, you're catching the ball and you're running vertical, right?
Oh,
and then the other guys are coming at you, so you're getting hit that way. The only time you get hit hard is when you're trying to stay up, and they're going to try to hit you extra. But as a kick returner, you're lined up, right? Your men are lined up in lines, right, Byron? Right, Eric? They're lined up in lines. The other team's lined up in lines. So the guys are coming down their lanes, and then as you run, they're coming across, right? So when you think is this little bitty hole, you don't see the guy coming this way because you're taught to try to lock in on the end zone. Because once you lock in the end zone, if you can get through, you're going to get far, right? But man, you're like running and boom, you get those are the hardest hits I'm telling you that I've had compared to punt returning. Even though they think punt returners are a little crazy, kick returning you get hit hard. Yeah,
a little. Yeah, all of that sound crazy.
Well, I'm just telling you that my biggest things with kick returners. So if you're saying to me that these guys now are going to let a guy that runs like a 4.3 speed get full speed, and then these guys who can in their 10-yard or their 20-yard dashes can pick up speed quick and then start running, man, there's going to be some major collisions.
Well, here it is right here. It has another something else. What about the cover? It says no one but the kicker and the returner can move until the ball is either caught or hit the ground. So you got a whole bunch of people standing around doing nothing.
Standing still.
Well, wait
Right.
until
They ain't gonna be doing nothing. Heads gonna be cracking once that ball get caught.
Yeah, because now you got a guy coming at like 4.3 speed, right? And you got these other big guys at 4.6 speed. The collisions are going to be greater.
Yeah, but you
because
if,
now you
nobody,
have. You said that
what's
if
the injury rate in that
bounces,
league,
you have
though?
to return it.
What's the injury rate in that league for this? Like, is a lot of guys that get injured?
It's hard to tell because it doesn't last that long.
Yeah,
Yeah, right.
The USO.
Think about that.
Think about the USFL. Hold on, let me see if I can pull up a YouTube.
But hey, Vic, now I know why you so wired now. Like as an older gentleman, you ain't had no choice. Like you picked that position to play,
yeah,
or it picked you.
I picked it.
Oh my god!
I was a defensive player.
We
so
like
I
living
wanted,
on the edge.
I wanted some of it.
When you get a chance, pretty much it's man on man blocking, except for like.
Oh, you can't go down and be like a zone. I mean, a bust, a zone bust.
No, you have to stand there and wait until they catches the ball, or either land, down or whatever. You can't move.
Okay, so I'm watching a USFL kickoff, and they're moving.
Did you watch it from the beginning?
I did.
From when they first started.
USFL debuts new kickoff camera angle. That's it. I don't know what year this is.
Well, that must be
It was a year ago.
Because I'm looking at the
who did they merge? Did they merge with
XFL?
The
USFL.
So how is that supposed to go?
The USFL and the XFL merged. Oh no! Now I'm seeing it. Now I see how they're standing still.
See, they can't move until.
Here, let me show you. Let me see if I can show you. Hold on. That looks weird. Okay, hold on. Let's see. I'm going to present now. That does look. Oh, we got Alan. Alan, welcome to the show, Alan. We're waiting for you.
What's going on?
What's up, brother? Hold on a second. We're talking about the NFL rules and the new kickoff.
I'm listening. If I heard.
So let me see if I can here. Okay, tell me if you guys can see this. This is the first time I'm sharing. You can see this?
Yep.
Okay, you can see my screen? Okay, so look. Watch him stay still. Look, that looks so weird. That's what you're saying, right, Byron?
Yeah. Yep. That's it. Then you can move.
Okay, that look okay. Like
that's not as bad as I thought. I thought it was.
Yeah, that's not. And he returned it.
Yeah, but let's go back to the yards though. Like, is it the yards that you're saying? Hold on, stop it. So they're on the 45. They're on the opponent. Holy shit, they're across the field, Byron.
They're at the opponent's 35.
Yep.
They're at the opponent's 35, and the other ones are at the 30.
Yep.
So the collisions aren't going to be bad because it's not a lot.
Yeah, they're not even extreme.
No,
unless
because they're not running. They're not running that long. Because
no, not even close.
You're on.
Everybody's being
40,
utilized.
Right? That's how it normally is.
Everybody's being utilized.
Nah. Well,
it's better than a 20-yard, 30-yard sprint down until you crack your head open.
Okay, so time out. Let me show you. Let me show you the hit. Okay, I'm telling you. So imagine you're running the ball, right? Forget about that. You handed it off. That guy's running the ball. You see how these guys? This guy here. You see, I don't know if you see my monitor. There's a guy on the bottom of the screen. There's another guy, and he's coming from the left to the right. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, you got to drop the box.
Okay, they're all the way on the bottom.
Yeah, I got you.
On the kickoff team, he's by the sideline. Then there's a guy in front of him by the sideline. You see how they're running horizontal, right? That's the hit that hurts. Okay, because you think you got a hole and you can't see that guy, and bang, he comes at you at full speed. You got it.
You chose that position. Jesus Christ.
Right, Byron. Remember when you used to make us run hurricanes?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I'm talking about. A guy running a hurricane full speed and you can't see him.
No.
That shit hurts.
Yo,
It hurts.
yo. Keep your head on the swivel, they say, my man.
You can't
with
because
that.
when you can't, Eric, because you can't be on a swivel because then you can't keep speed.
How many years did you do that?
3.
Oh yeah. Yeah, they owe you a check, buddy.
So the other thing is though, these guys don't kick deep. Why did they kick it to the guy?
Don't they have to kick it in the zone?
They got to kick it. They should have kicked it out at like he caught the ball on the 10. I mean, there's no reason why that kicker can't put it in the end zone. Alan, what do you think?
He could put it in the end zone, but the way that they want it is they want him to gain yards, and they want to make sure the contact happens. That's why they don't make him kick it as far as you see it in the NFL. That's why they're changing it, because they're tired of seeing so many injuries happen during kickoffs when they want to try to avoid them.
But what you just said kind of is contradictory, because 70 to 80% of the time in the NFL, the ball's a touchback. So it's only 20% of the time. So they must have a lot of injuries in those 20%.
If people don't pay attention, they'll run and hit somebody, and then they won't realize it was a touchback till after the fact. Some people don't always pay attention.
Well, the injuries aren't just so you know, the injuries aren't only for the guy catching the ball, Eric. It's the other guys get whacked too. Like the guys blocking.
Yeah.
Like it's open field when you're coming. You understand what I mean? You're trying
open season.
Yeah. So you got a guy standing there who just gets whacked.
Yeah.
Sometimes the guys aren't even going for the player with the ball, right, Byron?
Yep. Here's another thing. Any kick that is caught or lands in the landing zone must be returned, while any kick that falls short of the landing zone will be ruled a touchback and spotted at the returning team's 40-yard line. So I think they're encouraging. Yes.
Oh, so in other words, now they're saying if you don't let me return it, I'm going to get the ball at the 40.
There you go.
Oh, wow, that's incentive.
Dude, that's an instant 3 points.
So this is why you don't kick it out the back of the end zone then.
Now that makes sense.
Okay,
I got to read that. That's a big rule, man.
Yeah.
Well, we better tell. What was the team that didn't know the rules? Remember, they didn't know the rules, and we were making fun of them. Was it Buffalo or somebody that like they didn't realize the rules of the game? They thought something last year. There was last year. There was a team that wasn't prepared.
What's the 49ers?
Oh, was it the 49ers?
Yeah, with the overtime rule going with the.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it was them. It was them.
Yeah.
It was right. So imagine they didn't know those rules, which should have been easier. Now learn these kickoff rules. So now if you kicks off, you get it at the 40.
Look at the 49ers in the Super Bowl, right?
Yep.
It was one of the guys that they were saying they weren't prepared for the rules, and it was just
the head coach.
That was everybody's fault. Yeah, everybody's fault. Alan. So Alan, you were here to tell us a little bit about what's happening with the bracket. So what's going on?
Well, right now we got Sweet 16 games going on. You got number 6 Clemson going against number 2 Arizona. Clemson's up by 2 with less than 10 minutes to go in the second half. And you just have UConn going against San Diego State tonight. They just started the second half. UConn's up by 9 right now. It's been pretty exciting so far, but a lot of people are making a lot of bets.
We could have a Hurley championship, though.
It's possible.
Right? UConn Duke.
The other Hurley's at Arocho.
Shire's the head coach of Duke.
Oh, wait a second. UConn is his brother, right?
Yeah, UConn is Hurley. Shire is at Duke. Isn't the other Hurley at
Where's the other
Arizona or Arizona State?
Yeah, Bobby.
Are the Island? All the blue chip schools outplaying all the smaller schools, the smaller major schools, or is it any Cinderellas?
Honestly, no. I mean, if you saw Oakland go against Kentucky, Oakland,
I would say
they're
not a Cinderella number 3.
Well, no, but Oakland, they're 3-point. They had one guy make 10 3-pointers.
Damn.
It's an entire
Yeah,
record.
right?
He was one of 5 people who's done that. And
Yeah,
so Kentucky was unable to get around that. I mean, there are certain games, like you could say James Madison was somewhat of a Cinderella, even though at the beginning of the year, they actually gave Michigan State their first home loss ever in their building since that building was erected.
Tom Izzo still coach them?
Michigan State, yeah.
He is.
No,
Yeah.
Michigan State, yeah.
Mhm.
I haven't
the long
kept up
time.
with the college game.
So we got the Sweet 16. We got Illinois and Iowa.
Well, NC
Mhm.
State is 11 seed.
The big
11.
the game I'm looking forward to tonight is
They got a
Alabama
kid
and
that
North
play like
Carolina.
Zach Randolph.
Alabama, North Carolina should be a good game.
That's the one I'm looking forward to.
Okay,
I mean,
I'm glad I didn't bet this game because Kansas got out. I always win when Kansas wins.
Not
I
this
mean,
year.
we'll see what happens, but no, they didn't show up against Gonzaga as well as they could have. Because you got to remember, right before the tournament started, their leading scorer, McCullough, he was ruled out of the tournament,
What did he do?
and I think he was averaging over 20 points a game.
Did he get hurt?
So the kid, what
Yeah, he
happened?
got hurt.
No.
The kid who scored the 10 3-pointers, he was on TV and saying, "Well, I'm not gonna make it to the NBA, but hey, it was worth. It was fun, do it." Like he was like saying it, and the analysts were saying, "If you keep shooting NBAs, you never know what could happen."
Well, did you see his stats for shots that he's made this year?
No.
He did 300 3-pointers and 8 2-pointers. Those were his season stats for the year.
So he's a Duncan.
No, he'd be more of a Steph Curry.
300. That's a lot.
No, wait a second. Did he make them or he took them?
No,
Good question.
no, he did not make them.
That's right. So this big. Don't call him a Steph Curry.
Yeah, right.
Don't put anybody in my boy Steph Curry's lane.
Steph Curry, now, come on now. You know Steph Curry shoot a lot.
Duncan ain't no Steph. I don't care, but he makes them.
Guys, you got to think about it, though.
Steph Curry
Steph
makes them, and
Curry
he's
was
been
one of
making
the
them for
last people
years.
that made that many 3-pointers in a tournament game, sir. He's one of the
What?
people that made that many. Steph Curry.
He's one of the ones that made that many.
Yeah, he's one of the few that made 10 3-pointers in a tournament game.
Right, but then he went on to NBA and kept making it. It's like Caitlin.
Yes.
It's like Caitlin Clark. She beat all of them. She made more 3-pointers than anybody in history.
That doesn't mean much.
What the women's games look like?
But I'm just saying, Caitlin Clark is now got the record. Is the record holder for the most 3-pointers.
Is South Carolina?
Let's see.
Carolina's really good. Yeah, they're still good.
I think South Carolina's going to go perfect this year. I think they're going to pull off the
Really?
undefeated season.
Wasn't Iowa number 1 though?
South Carolina's been number 1 for
Oh, they were number 1 in
past
their
8 to 10 weeks.
They were number 1 in their bracket.
Yeah, they're number 1 in their bracket, but no, they like if you watch the last game
She's a
against
great
West
coach.
Virginia, they had a disparity in foul shots and fouls.
Mhm.
West Virginia only had 9 or 10 free throws, while Iowa had almost 30.
Okay.
So you're kind of seeing more of a Caden Clark bias a little bit, just because the last 2 games that I've been watching for her.
I mean, she is
Nah,
carrying.
man.
She is carrying.
No,
and she is
seriously,
carrying.
seriously.
Dude, I have Iowa like as one of my main teams just to watch her play. And
Oh, I do.
okay,
I'm not saying I don't, but the thing is, when I watched her against Ohio State, when it was for the right before the tournament, when she was setting one of her records,
yeah.
she literally
Uh-oh.
got
You about to
tapped
call me average?
and got a technical foul.
Oh, she's Jordan rules.
She literally
Oh, yeah.
she had
Well, that's my
she
point.
literally
Eric.
had to play just like that.
We're making a big deal
And-
out of a girl who's could play badass, and we've seen rules like Jordan. We've seen it's happened in the career.
Okay.
Then, well, you get
You're right.
the girl could shoot. You know,
She's awesome. She
Yeah,
is
she
awesome.
definitely
I'll
can
give
play.
you that.
Wait a second. That whole team, though, they got the other girls. They all shoot 3-pointers. The whole team just shoots 3-pointers. And
The
then they
thing
got
that's good for them,
they got a center that's pretty good. I like women's basketball because they play team basketball.
True.
Like
I mean, I do like
literally
Iowa.
they truly play team basketball. So that's why I love women's basketball. They share it.
It's the purest form of basketball.
That
You're
and
It is pure basketball, right? Because men's basketball, you could just have two guys and that's it. Women's basketball, they share. There was a time Caitlin went. She barely took a shot. Look, she's been how many triple doubles does she put up? She gives assists.
yeah, I mean,
gets
she's got
rebounds.
about. I think this year didn't she have over 20? I want to say.
Yeah, I mean, she's had a lot of triple doubles. So I mean, and I've seen her give up the ball a lot. And then she's got some of those girls on her team. They're hitting lights out from the threes.
Yeah. They had another
what's
girl
the
in a
deal-
game
what's
where
the
she
deal
didn't
with
shoot
her?
well, who scored 40 points herself.
Did she get forced and go
Huh?
into the WNBA?
No, she decided she's going to be. She's probably the most. They're saying she's the most unanimous #1 draft pick in the history of WNBA.
It's possible,
No.
although people are wondering if she's going to go to the Big Three because they offered her $5 million.
What's the big three?
That's wow.
The basketball
Yeah,
league that Ice Cube has,
Oh, really?
3-on-3.
former
Yeah.
players that used to play. Yeah.
Ice Cube and just say they offered her $5 million to do it.
Yeah, but is it full court 3-on-3 or is it half
No,
court?
3-on-3.
Half court. It's half
Half
court.
court. Why would she play that though? I mean,
Well, they got the
They get
3-on-3 in the Olympics.
$5 million.
Don't
I
count
mean,
out
$5
discredit
million.
that.
Hey, listen to me. I'm a brother that after my knees got hurt, I'm the best half court player you can play. You put me on full court, it ain't happening.
Well, see, for her,
You know, so
He said, "I'm not ready to fool."
I'm like, I know how to fast break in half court better than
Oh,
probably
okay.
anybody. You know how you have to get it back to the
Hey,
foul line, right?
Hey, Coach Byron, you hear this? This guy don't play no defense. You see, this, right?
No. I play defense because I can't shoot anymore. So I used to play with a couple guys that used to felt bad because I kept getting the ball and giving it to them to shoot. I go, dude, I just want to win. I ain't worried about scoring.
I played with a whole bunch of them at Perth Am boys. If you didn't get down to the court, boy, you wasn't getting the shot. Once you
Yeah, how about
kicked it
that?
out,
Exactly. And I didn't
You're
care.
not getting it back.
I just wanted to win. I didn't care. But let me ask you a question. I get it for the money. But she doesn't need it. She's gonna get the endorsements. I mean, the NBA is where it's at. That would be I don't think that's a good move for a young player to leave and not go into the WNBA, even for $5 million.
well, here's the thing though: the WNBA, their pay disparity,
It's terrible.
it's a joke.
Yeah.
Because I mean, that's why people go overseas
be
to
one
play
of the
because they
highest
make
paid-
a lot more money.
Yeah, I
compared
don't
to
think anybody
WNBA.
makes. I don't think anyone makes more than 200,000 in the WNBA.
Exactly,
So he
that's what
give
I'm
up $5
saying.
million up front.
They would either have to have a lot of endorsements,
She's
or
gonna
they would have to do something.
Dude, she has a lot of endorsements.
True,
But
but
I'm
I mean, they
saying,
would
so
for
if
the
you were her-
WNBA, they would almost have to do like what they're doing.
But I'm saying, I'm asking you guys, and we go down the road. Start with Allen. If you were her, would you
Okay.
go? Which way would you go with this? To the Big Three or WNBA? Seeing what's out front, $5 million. You walk into is guaranteed, compared to walking into what? 250?
Let's ask the question. We got the whole piece. He's the one. That
All right,
told
I'm
the
sorry.
story.
Go ahead, Allen. You first. Go
Answer
ahead.
the question.
Would you go yay or nay?
Honestly, I think she's going to go to the WNBA because she's going to want more of a challenge, and besides, she's not going to want to do just half court.
How about you,
Byron?
Jay? Yeah, how about you?
I'm taking that $5 million and running. Too.
Yeah, that's a guarantee.
Yeah.
He's a big grilled. He's
Yeah,
a
hell
big
yeah.
cheesesteak. He's a big cheesesteak eating brother. He wants $5 million cheesesteak.
That's right. That's right.
Oh, hey, Vic, how about you, Vic? How about you?
Bullshit.
cheesesteak.
I'm going to the WNBA, man, because
Yeah.
she's kind of dissing her fellow colleagues, like the Candace Parkers, the other people that made the way for the WNBA. You understand?
They don't even treat the ones that's there right, though, Vic.
But they're trying to make their case. You know what I mean? They keep pushing the Diana Taurasi's. The competition is a different level in the three compared to the WNBA, and that's where you want to make it. And she's going to make a ton of. She's already ready to make it. Her NIL money is through the roof. She's going to make crazy endorsement money. They're already coming after her. It's Curry's company. Every one of the NBA guys are coming after her. So why do and then she's a 3-point she's a 3-point shooter like Steph Curry that could shoot from the logo. You know how hard that is to do on a 3-on-3?
Yeah.
I mean,
they doing it though.
But I'm saying it's hard to do it from a 3-on-3. You know what I mean? 3-on-3, you got to play some inside-outside basketball.
True.
Unless I'm missing something, and that's not 3-on-3 is not made for her game at her level right now. She's a junior, not even going to her senior year. I would go to the WNBA. She's going to make money.
So do you think she's going to be the face of the WNBA? She could carry the WNBA.
She's going to be the new face of the WNBA because there's still ladies there that are awesome. I mean, there's still ladies that are ballers, you know. So I'm not gonna say she's the face. She's like, you know, that's like saying, you know, when Magic and all those guys, they were all the face, but it was multiple of them, right? You know what I'm saying? It wasn't just one person. And the WNBA is even more because it's spread out. But I wouldn't go to the, and I love Ice Cube, so we're clear. But I wouldn't go to the 3-on-3 just because. Yeah, but because you want some cheesesteak. But she wants the competition.
Leo Steakhouse.
Yeah, Byron, you say that. Byron, you say that because that's just you just busted chops. But at the end of the day, when you're a professional that can play at that level, it's kind of hard not to want to play. See if you could play against those greats. Think about it. I mean, what are your thoughts, Eric? Right? Come on, you got that much. You got much great on you. You're gonna get paid. I bet you she's gonna make more than $5 million in endorsements.
No.
I mean, she'd be the first woman to step in and do what she's doing in the Big Three. And then right off top, like you said, if the money don't mean anything to her, but the game itself, so like you got to figure out what type of person she is. Is she one of them people that just love the game because she loves it because of the purity of the game, or does she love the money that comes with it? Like you don't know. We don't know what type of person she is.
I'm telling you right now, what type of person is. You don't have that many triple doubles. And with assists, she's leading in assists in the entire NCAA. You don't have assists if you're a selfish player.
But she's also playing against sophomore and freshmen too.
That don't matter. She started as a freshman.
No, she had a game. She got game now. Don't think that I'm saying that her game not tight. What I'm saying is she's so much far advanced compared to the field that she's playing in. When you step in the WNBA, now you playing against either like talent or better. Like we don't know. She get in there, she might stink it up. We don't know.
Her NIL valuation is $3.1 million already.
What? How much you would have made it with NIL?
That's $3.1 million already.
I'm talking about you. I'm talking about you.
Me?
Yeah. How much you think your value of NIL would have been? Especially with some of them hits you took.
$10.
Really? $10? $10. Oh man!
I remember they had us on TV. I was playing it. They had us on ESPN. They were making my name Vic Arocho. It took to the fourth quarter. My boys had to tell them what my real name was.
Wow,
man, shoot. So she's gonna make money. That's one there. Two. Let's see. Projected endorsement money. I mean, I just think her game is suited for.
Once you get out.
Okay, but I'm just saying that her
you
game
say it
is
stops once you graduate. Well, they're not even graduating.
Yeah. No, that's not true, Byron. Why? You could still get paid on your name, image, and likeness.
Why would they keep
after the fact?
Playing in Iowa.
Well, they got to pay. Well, you would pay her. You would pay her because if she's on one of the sports games, you would pay her. You know what I mean? Now you got to pay her for a jersey. You got to pay her for everything else she does. Endorsements worth.
Yeah, how do they run the pay scale for that?
The bigger the star, the more money you make.
Yeah.
Yeah, but when you start,
they don't have.
What was that?
I said, what do you start at?
They don't. That's the thing. They don't have anything to where they do it.
Right. So it's just
they have no rules for it right now. That's the problem.
Yeah,
but
you
think all them head coaches are getting out of there? Why you like Saban and Chip Kelly and all these guys?
Yeah.
Like, you know what?
Saban,
you got to beg. You have to
we didn't even see the smoke on the wagon wheels when he left. He was like, "I'm out."
You have to beg the boosters for money. Then you got these kids, and we talked about with Andre. They sit there and said that you got the parents coming in here. All right, well, what are you going to give my son? What am I going to get? I would hate that. You got to sit there and deal with that. I couldn't stand it.
Wow.
Yeah, but you say it from that side, right? And I look at so I'm going to debate the other side. It's not that I don't agree with you, but I'm going to give you the other side. Man, you're a parent, right? Eric, you're a parent. Your kid's going to go play for Alabama, and he's playing against the best football players in the country in the SEC. He's got a chance to get hurt, like lifetime. Look at David Pollack, broke his neck his first year in the NFL. Right?
Yeah, but,
your kid's risking his life. He's risking his health.
But what is the main reason? What is the main reason you go to school? To get education. That's what you're supposed to do. But now you got these kids. Now you have these kids. As soon as they step foot in the door, and they haven't. What have they done? What have they done to deserve some of this money? Most of them, nothing.
They deserve enough to step into your door.
Yeah, but
you recruited them.
I recruited them because but then they get there and the kid sucks. What then what? So I got to pay this kid because he sucks, or he comes there and next thing you know he bounces to another school. Then he bounces.
Well, that's what's happening. That's exactly what's happening.
Well, how about the kids that played all their time, made look at Ernie Davis, okay. Ernie Davis, who ended up dying of cancer. He was one of the best football players behind Jim Brown.
Yeah, Jim Brown.
Okay, his family didn't make any money during that entire time. And he was going through racism. He was going through everything else. He didn't get paid.
Right.
Well, he should have got paid.
Oh, man, that's tough right there.
But what was the main? Yeah, but that's
the guy had cancer. They probably got stuck with medical bills. They probably got
Of course they do.
I'm just saying to you that you. Business is a risk, dude.
Are you advocating for the NIL or against it?
I'm just debating the argument of like when a parent comes, what are you gonna do for my kid? That I could see the part that the kid is risking his health to play for 4 years. And if you want to make the argument, you go to college to get an education. I agree, but that's not happening now. So if it's not happening now, you ain't gonna change it by not giving them money.
Yeah, but where does it stop? Where does it
I was gonna say that. Where does when did
so now
where does the player lie at? Yeah, where does the player lie at when he make more than the coach? What you gonna say to me?
Okay, what you gonna say to me when you got Jimbo Fisher gets fired to make $75 million?
Yeah, you're right.
He got fired.
He skipped schools like he skipped steps, right?
And he ain't got to go to school. He ain't getting hit. He ain't doing nothing. Making $75 million.
Well, he got that from Bobby Bowden.
It could be worse. Did you guys see about the Alabama player?
Yes. Go ahead.
What?
There was an Alabama player this year who went to Iowa for the NIL money. He got his money. Now he's going back to Alabama. 3 months later.
Yep.
What?
He's an offensive lineman.
They should sue his ass for that.
Okay, here you go. Listen to this. At the end of August 2023, the SEC had net assets of $191 million after distributing $741 million to its 14 member institutions. An average of $51.3 million per school, excluding bowl expenses. Okay, SEC hits record $853 million in revenue. Each school gets $50 million. So you want to talk to me about why a parent's going to ask you, "Where's my piece?"
Yeah, everybody gonna have their hand in the pot. You right about that?
I don't think it's right though. Personally.
And then you want to make it worse?
What precedents are we setting though by doing all this?
The SEC. It's not like they're taking care of the girls' programs, right? So now they got to start distributing money to the girls' programs. So look, I don't know what the right answer is. I just know the way it hasn't been fair for players, these young players, right? It is hard to be a student athlete. It is just hard.
It is.
I'm sorry, it's hard. You know it is, Byron.
Where does it stop? Okay, like some of the big the programs down in Texas, like the Soto and some of the big schools they got down there in Texas. So technically, you could start recruiting players and give them money. All right, hey, you know what? I see a really good kid down in Houston. Let's get him up here. Skip the rules, whatever, and we're going to pay him to be here. It's going to start. It's going to start in high school. It's coming.
Dion. I mean, Coach Prime's starting it now. He's trying to get guys to come to Colorado. I don't know about the NIL deals he's giving out, but I do know guys are coming from Florida, the East Coast, going out to Colorado, and they playing.
But Coach Prime he's got it good because just by being Coach Prime, they're coming to him saying, I got this much NIL money. Use it the way you want. Like the kids are gonna get more NIL money playing for him, in my opinion. You know what I mean? But I think he's still got a lot of work to do.
Look at the skills he give them before they leave, though.
They're just too small. They're just too small. And look, he teaches good football. I mean, have you seen his program? I mean, he's good. He's a man of documentary. He's a man of faith. I like that. I like that he put dog and leader instead of C's on their chest. I mean, he's doing different things that it needed to change. So I don't know, but Alan, what are your thoughts? You don't seem too big on it. I can see it in your face. I mean,
I've been watching how the NIL has been going, and if you paid attention to what's happened at Congress, the president of the NCAA has been to Congress 10 times in the last 2 or 3 years to testify to try to not only get help for regulating the NIL, but also to try to avoid the different antitrust lawsuits that have been coming in. So basically, the inmates are running the asylum, and until they have
You just said that, Byron. You just said that.
guidelines, it's not working.
It's a free fall.
Well, tell me how it's not working.
Well, the case in point, the Alabama offensive lineman. He went to Iowa for 3 months. Now he's going back to Alabama after making his money.
He double dipping.
Okay.
I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just saying
Quentin Ewers did
that's
that.
not good business.
Yeah, but I mean, at the end of the day, Alabama took him back. That's their decision. Iowa took a shot. That's their decision. It's business.
So wait a minute. So you're basically
it's going to be business, but it's going to be.
And that's one out of that's one out of 4,000 schools. You got to give me more numbers than that.
4,000 schools, ain't that many schools.
There's 4,000. Yeah, there's 4,000
really?
schools. Not 4,000 one Division I schools.
125.
There are only 132 Division I schools, I believe, sir.
Right, but there's 4,000 schools.
Yeah, but that's between Divisions 1, 2, 3, NIA.
Mm-hmm. So there's 130. So one out of 132 schools, of which then there's mid-majors, right? So there's not a lot of top one schools. And look who's been dominating the NCAA football, SEC, right? There's no parity in college football.
There isn't. That's why the SEC and the Big Ten have basically formed exploratory committees in case they want to try to break away from the NCAA.
So, but let me ask the panel a question. Okay.
How does that work?
If the SEC hits $853 million, was it because of the SEC or was it because of the players?
Well, they watch football in the South way more than anybody else.
It's because of the players. Yeah, no, I get you, but my point is,
it's
$853 million. Someone's got to get a little piece of that.
Here, let me throw this at you. All right, you're that rich alumni at the University of Podunk. Okay, now the coach coming to you every year. He's coming to you, so they're saying, "Well, I need $5 million because I need, I got to get these guys." Are you going to? And now, mind you, the program is losing, so you're giving up $5 million of your hard-earned money to a program that's like, or to a kids that are like, Would you do that?
Yeah.
If I had $5 million to be given to a school when they were losing in the first place, I'm not going to change whether I was given $5 million anyways.
So you're going to give it to him anyway?
Did he answer the question?
Yeah, I give it to him.
Okay, all right.
I did. I'd give it to him. You just said I was already giving it to him. Now, what changed?
The program is losing.
Okay.
the kids that you have, the ones that they recruit are not, they're all right. They're not elite like the SEC, the Big Ten, or whatever, kind of players. But you're taking that money and you're flushing it down the toilet pretty much to this program.
Giving it away,
Would
and
you
you get a
continue to
tax
do it?
write-off.
There was a tax write-off.
You're asking a financial guy. So I'm going to tell you I'm going to tell you how I done. I would put it in an insurance policy, put it in a trust.
Stop.
You want me to flip it on you? Look, I would if I was already giving $5 million, then I'd give $5 million. I may not give it to the program. I'd give it to the school. I'd give it to a program in the school for education, for so forth. That's where I would.
Yeah, but you're having a coach come up to you every year saying, "I need $5 million. I need 10.
Okay, but give me
50.
more context.
Coach, huh?
And I don't know.
Yeah,
I'd say no. I'm going to give it to the other program.
So Alan, you said who's looking to regulate this?
He said
government.
The government. They're trying to get the government to regulate it, but it's got to be. The government can't get involved. It's NCAA. They're private institutions. They can't. NCAA has to be the one regulating it.
They should be, but they aren't. And because they aren't, that's why the inmates are running the asylum. And like I said, the president has been to Congress 10 times in the last 3 years trying to get help from Congress.
But
so you telling me don't know how to handle business?
But tell me why we would want the government involved in anything.
I'm about to get off of here.
He's weak.
He's about to go viral.
I'm just saying.
President is weak.
You don't need the government. The government. What has government program done that's done anything good for this country?
Well, here's the thing. What's the NCAA done that's been good for college sports half the time? Other than doing investigations the last 4 years, they come up with basically nothing.
I'm just saying. Okay, so then tell me this, Byron. Tell me how it's because you were big on this before it started. So we're good. Tell me how it's hurt the NCAA. What's hurt the NCAA is that dumb 4 playoff rule. Now it's going to 12. It's a lot better. That 4 playoff rule was terrible. Now the 12 playoff rule, I think it's going to be a lot better. Okay, but tell me how it's hurt because that kid left and they took money and he went. Are you telling me Iowa's not going to get any money?
You're not blaming the one kid. It's just the regulation of the funds that's going out.
I'm agreeing. I'm agreeing with the regulation. I am on board.
Well,
if we're having a panel about that, we need to regulate it. I am 1,000% in agreement of that. Is that fair? Let's start that way. What I'm saying to you is now let's move that aside and tell me how it has affected football. Byron, you were saying a lot of guys were not going to want to play because the guy next to me was making more money than me.
And I'm sick with that.
Okay, but show me how that's has happened. Tell me the school that it's happened.
You're gonna have like a lot of kids. Okay, I'm at like say for example Alabama or whatever. I'm not getting it here, but I'm gonna go over here to Iowa. I'm gonna get X, Y, and Z from them. I'm gonna get money from them. Okay,
and they
gave
it to them up front. Is that what happened?
Yeah, and they got it up front. But then you're gonna have the other kids. What about the other kids that are not getting the same thing?
I was thinking the same thing.
You have other kids.
Show me how it's the same thing. I agree with the logic. You've told me that. I'm asking you to now show me how it's affected the game.
They're leaving these programs in droves to go chase that bag of money. That's the bottom line.
But the transfer portal did that.
No, yeah.
There was Andre got on there, and he said the largest number of people hitting the transfer portal in history. The transfer portal opened that option.
And who's it under? It's NCAA, right? That's under them, right? Yeah, There you go.
Because before, when you transfer, right, Byron, you had to wait out a year.
Oh, you had to sit out a year.
And you gave up that year. You didn't. If you redshirted, you got lucky. But if you already redshirted, you surrendered another year. Now I think you could play. You got 6 years to play.
Yeah, Bo Nix.
65.
Bo Nix did that.
Bo Nix was like 35 and still playing.
Exactly. So when I played, I couldn't even go to I couldn't even go to Trenton State without sitting out a year.
Man.
So all I'm saying is, Alan, is that you got to show me. I think it's coming down the line of what Byron's saying. I'm thinking what you're saying is coming down the line. I just don't think the impact is hit yet.
Oh, it's hit.
Number one. Number two. I guarantee you that the kid that got that money up front, it's not going to happen again. You learn from your mistakes. Okay.
Yeah,
They probably found a loophole.
Look, it wasn't no loophole. They didn't think that was going to happen, and they took a chance. They paid him. The kid won. Good for him. He's not even out of college. Apparently, his education is working because he took him for $3 million.
No, what? Hey,
That's not education. That's
a good business
opportunity.
Deal. That's a good business deal.
That's not education. That's opportunity. That's
what you learn from the Stockton building. Okay.
Oh man.
So number one, that's not going to happen again because you ain't going to give anything in front. Look at the NFL. You think the Deshaun Watson deal was a good deal? $256 million up front to play 8 games.
Is that before the accusations or after the accusations?
This was after the accusations.
Hey, listen, the ink didn't dry yet.
No, they got this. He's got the check, dude. It's over. It's guaranteed.
Oh, yeah.
He already got $1 million the first year, $256 million guaranteed the other year. That was the worst deal in history. Aaron,
no, the Albert Painsworth deal was the worst deal in history.
Who?
$100 million, $66 million guaranteed.
Who?
Albert Hainsworth when he signed with the Redskins.
Okay.
Yeah.
$100 million, $66 million guaranteed.
I don't know. I think Bobby Bonilla is probably
eating hot dogs in the parking lot.
Oh, I remember that too. Him in his red sweater.
Do you know Bobby Bonilla still gets paid $1 million something every year on his birthday? And Eric, do you even know who Bobby Bonilla is?
I know who the guy that get paid.
And Griffey Jr.'s got the same thing.
He used to play for the Mets.
Yeah. Okay. So he knows who he is.
2029.
Dude, that dude is super old. He gets $1 million something till 2029.
Hold on, did he set it up that way?
He deferred his contract.
His contract was so big that they spread it out. I mean, so all I'm saying is deals are made that are terrible, right? So if they're made at the professional level, let them be made at the NCAA level. Why are we picking on it? Especially most of those kids don't make it. And what's the average bankruptcy rate?
I knew you was advocating for this.
What's the average bankruptcy of an NFL player? 60% of them go bankrupt.
Yeah, 0.
Pretty high.
I mean, so come on, man. And that's where the education they need that financial literacy. What do you think? I'm such big on my soapbox on that. These kids are getting taken early. Their lives are on the line. Their health is terrible. So, hey, look, I think if they get paid, they get paid. I don't know how it's affected yet the game. But, who won the national championship last year? Michigan. Was that a surprise? They've won it before, right? Alabama's won it. I'm just saying that the teams that are winning the NCAA are still the same top team.
They're going to have to vacate those wins, so we'll see what happens.
Oh, who had to vacate what?
Oh, because of the cheating. Yeah. Michigan.
Really?
Well, because of that spy that had their thing. We'll see what happens.
Wow.
All right.
Even though the president says it's not, but it's going to happen.
All right, we got to start wrapping this up because I'm beat. And
that's why he ran to the NFL.
Who? Yeah.
Harbaugh.
Yeah, but by the way, have you seen his record in the NFL? He's got a really good record in the NFL.
Yes, he does.
As a coach, with the 49ers. As a player, I don't know.
No, but he's as a coach, as a player, and he's one of the few that's done it in both areas. You know what I mean? All right, Aaron, Alan, tell us about your show. When can we hear your show? And when are you playing it?
Do the top 25 rundown Wednesday nights at 10:30.
Wednesday nights at 10:30. Top 25 rundown. Thank you for coming on, talking about the basketball. Who do you think is going to win it all this year in the men's?
I have Purdue for the men, and I have South Carolina for the women.
All right, awesome. Eric, thank you for joining our show. Who do you have winning the men's, and who do you have winning the women's?
South Carolina for the women's, and I'm gonna say North Carolina because it's always been in my heart. So that's what I'm doing.
What? It's always been in your heart, North Carolina. Yeah. Byron, who do you got?
Vince Carter.
Who do you have? Whatever the opposite you have.
I'd like to see Caitlin Clark win her national championship, so I'm going to go with Iowa. Even though I think South Carolina is a great team. I mean, that
Staley, going Staley.
She's awesome, man. She's a great coach.
Yeah.
But I'm rooting for Caitlin Clark to leave her legacy by winning a championship for Iowa. I don't know when Iowa has ever won a championship, but they were there last year and they lost. But if they can get back, I think she'll make them back. And in the men's, I think I'm going to take. I don't know, man. You know, I think I'm gonna run the die. I'm gonna roll the dice with Hurley and UConn again.
Mm.
You know, he's already been there. He's a great coach. The kids already know it. You know what I mean? And they're already. And if they weren't winning early, I would have changed my mind. But I think they're going to be a tough team to beat. He's a real good coach. His brother won the
Clemson just beat
championship.
Arizona, by the way.
His brother, who did? Was that?
Clemson just beat Arizona.
Clemson just beat Arizona. All right, Byron, who are you picking now?
UConn for the guys. And
I just said UConn.
Yeah, I'm changing my mind. And South Carolina.
He's the flip-flopping his biggest brother I've ever met in my life. I'm going to go whatever opposite you at. Vic, who you got? UConn. Okay, who do I got? UConn. Okay. Is there a UConn West? Is there a UConn East or UConn West? That I don't know. Is there a second? Alan, I'm sorry. Is there a second UConn in the tournament?
No.
Okay.
Nope, not this year.
All right. Well, thank you for joining the Jersey Boys Sportscast. Don't forget to join us every Thursday. At what time, Byron?
8 o'clock.
8 o'clock Eastern. We're going to talk some more. Let's see what's happened. The draft is coming up. We got some great things happening there. By the way, Eric, I just want to give a shout out to Philly. You've been making some really good moves over there. Don't know why you picked up Kenny Pickett. We'll talk about that next week.
I know why.
You got to tell us. Tell us next week. Please join us. Don't forget to subscribe to all our channels on YouTube. If you like what you heard today, smash the button. Don't forget to listen to Top 25 Rundown with Alan. Join us next week. We have more guests. We'll talk a little bit about Philly. We'll get ready for the football season to start coming on. So we're pretty excited, and we are ready to go. Gentlemen, happy Easter. Have a great weekend. God bless. This is, Holy Week for Christians. Tomorrow is Good Friday. Gentlemen, God bless you all, and let's enjoy the tournament. All righty.